You guys know the drill. Disclaimer, talking about substance abuse, suicide. So listen at your own discretion.
Hi, guys.
Welcome back.
Dead Sexy.
Episode 8.
8?
Yeah.
I'm not good at math, so.
8.
Okay. 8.
Yeah. We're talking about anger today.
Because Maddie's got a lot of it.
Your girl's been feeling it. So.
I was about to be fiery, feisty. She has been on fuego. Let's get into it.
What's pissing you off today?
Drivers in LA.
Oh, period.
I've been spending a lot of time in the car, getting from point A to point B in a lot of traffic. Mm-hmm. Today I was trying to turn, and this guy had his blinker on, and I thought he was going to turn on to turn because his light was on.
Yeah, I'm already pissed for you.
He just kept going, and I was like, okay, thank you for almost hitting me.
Yeah. It took me 50 minutes to get here. It usually takes me 30. And then if you've ever come from that side of town, there's a light where it's kind of hard to tell, but the right lane ends up you have to go right.
Yes.
And everybody was like merging in.
They don't know how to
And
drive.
I was like, no, I'll just never get to where I'm going. It's fine.
So drivers in LA have really been triggering me a lot.
That's so fair.
The road rage has been...
It's the East Coast road rage. I have it too. The Boston road rage is like really out of control.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of it.
Okay.
I mean, on top of everything else, but like,
yeah,
it's more overwhelm than it is anger.
Okay.
But the anger, LA drivers.
Yeah. That's so fair.
What about you? What's been pissing you off?
Everything.
Of course. Yes.
People breathing.
Any people in particular?
Everyone. People looking at me.
And it says a lot because you don't go out much these days.
I don't go out much. Just everything. Do you know what's really pissing me off?
You know I want to know.
The silence from all of the people who were so outraged about Charlie Kirk, the silence about the Brown and Bondi shootings, it couldn't be louder. I'm like, where are you now?
Father first. They were fathers first.
There was a Holocaust survivor that was killed in the Bondi shooting. And then, did you see President Trump's comment on Rob Reiner? Everybody getting so upset that people were making a joke of Charlie Kirk's death. And then Trump was like, it was ridiculous. He was like, he died of like Trump something syndrome, like totally just making a joke of his death. Where's the outrage now? Like, we'll just say hypocrisy. It's pissing me off. It's really a long list right now. And then a lot of stuff from like my past and the loss and losses in general have been really pissing me off lately.
Yeah.
To the point where I've actually asked my late fiance to stop visiting me and sending me signs. I'm like, I don't want to fucking talk to you right now.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
But I think you're hitting like that anger phase. Well,
Yeah.
you had it before.
I had it before. It's getting really bad. To the point where I was like so angry and venting that my boyfriend was like, stop being so angry at him. Like my boyfriend came to his defense.
That says something.
That says something.
Yeah.
I'm fucking pissed. That's just me, honestly, just being like really real about it and fuck it.
Absolutely.
It doesn't mean that I don't love him with all my heart, but fuck you.
Yeah. Why do you think you're like extra? Do you think it's 'cause the holidays or?
It's the holidays. I'm really stressed about a lot of things that I didn't used to be stressed about. I'm really missing a lot of people that aren't in my life anymore. You don't know if it wouldn't have happened anyway, but I genuinely believe that if he hadn't have died, none of that shit would have happened. So I'm kind of like, fuck you, you ruined my life. And I know on one hand, I'm very lucky and very privileged that I got to experience that love and that time with him, and I will cherish it forever. But there's right now, in this week and this moment, a larger part of me is like, you ruined my life, fuck you.
Yeah.
And that's just where I'm at.
I feel that way about my dad sometimes, where I'm like, oh, so you couldn't sign your will?
Yeah.
You couldn't do that one thing that would have like made all the difference for most of us.
Yeah.
Or maybe just me. I don't know.
You're like, where's the consideration?
None. But not surprise tracks, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they spent a lot of years angry. Absolutely. And then at some point you get tired of being angry, and then you're just like frustrated that you've been angry for so long, and then you're just like, well, I'm exhausted.
It's exhausting. I also feel really guilty for being this angry, because I'm like, I feel like I'm not supposed to be. And it's like, what am I going to do about it? I'm yelling at him. I can't like have a conversation and be like,
let's duke it out.
So it's just me sitting here angry.
Talking to yourself, probably.
Talking to myself. And then
really to him.
I think about like so many other events that happened afterwards. What the fuck?
I know. I think it's because like you've overcome so much and you've had to work twice as hard. You know, you had such a strong handle on your sobriety the first time.
Yeah.
I think there's so much that you've had to kind of tackle. Like I said, it's hard because most people distract, you know, and you're no longer able to do that.
Yeah.
You can't escape, you can't distract, so you have to sit with everything, and that would make me really fucking angry. I definitely drank a lot in my 20s because if I was upset, I'm gonna get a drink.
Yeah.
100%. Fuck that shit. Hard day at work, I'm gonna grab a drink.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Like, I'm annoyed at someone or a boy, I'm gonna go grab a drink because fuck that shit, you know? And now I'm at this place where I'm choosing peace over violence and alcohol.
I love that.
I don't drink nearly as much as I did when I was in New York, or even up until 2 years ago. And it's not like I'm sober. I have gone through moments where I've intentionally like not drank for like 3 months and then 6 months and just wanted to challenge myself and see how I'd feel. And now I'm at a point where I'm like, I don't think alcohol really serves me. Like I went out to an event and I had a drink and that was it. I think I was able to distract more than sit in the uncomfortability of all of it. And you don't really have that choice. It feels harder now because it fucking sucks. But like when you do come out the other side of it, you're going to be like, I fucking did that like a champ.
When I get angry, I get a case of the fuck it's. And I'm just like, fuck everything. Fuck this. Fuck that person. Fuck like my career. Fuck all of the like things that I'm trying to accomplish. Fuck my sobriety. And I haven't done anything about it. But I start to get all of those really overwhelming thoughts.
Yeah.
It's very all consuming. And it all stems from anger, resentment, definitely feeling a lot of jealousy, which I think is like a really ugly feeling and makes me feel like a lot of shame.
What are we jealous of? I mean,
granted, what people post on social media is not a true reflection of what's going on.
Yeah.
But everything I see is like all of these people getting all of the things that I've always wanted. And this is a very self-pitying take, and I understand that. I think jealousy is the ugliest thing, but like I would be lying if I said I didn't fucking feel jealous.
I mean, I think that's really brave of you to like share, because I think a lot of people do feel jealousy. They don't understand why, and at least like you're able to call it for what it. You're like, yeah, I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I think there's so much power in that when you just call it out and you're like,
yeah,
that's what it is, you know?
Yeah.
Because you're not bottling that up. I feel like I really went through the trials and tribulations early on in life, and now I'm starting to hit my stride, and I'm like, oh, this all makes sense. Like, I almost need to get all the shit and like the dumb shit out of the way so I can now move forward and not get distracted from what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So maybe that's similar to you too. Like, you just have to go through this period of growth and like challenging your beliefs and your values and like who you are and how you cope and how you regulate to set you up for something even bigger.
I also do want to call out, like, I have so much to be, I have a roof over my head, you know? I know where my next meal is coming from. Like, I have these, like, I'm in this like, amazing, loving relationship. I have these incredible dogs. My family is amazing. Like, my brother and his husband were just with me. And, like, last night I got a reprieve from feeling so angry and jealous because we just had, like, a lovely night. I don't want to just sound like this like resentful bitch who has no gratitude. No. It's just that when I start to feel these feelings really strongly, it's like they take over.
You can't help it.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder too, sometimes LA can be so isolating.
Yeah.
And I sometimes struggle because I think LA makes me sit with my feelings more, and I fucking hated that when it first came out. But now I feel like since I worked through it, it's a lot easier for me to move forward because New York is such an overstimulating city. So anytime I felt anything, like then I'd go out, I'd hang out with my friends and
just go for a walk down the block.
Community.
Like, yeah. Do you know what it is? I think part of it, my therapist said this too, I don't have enough structure right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm a Capricorn. So I do really well with a lot of structure and a lot of things to do. I do really well when I'm forced to work really hard at a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Obviously this is a lot of work, but still it's not taking up all day every day.
That was me probably up until maybe June, July. And I think I had so much time to simmer on things way more than I needed to. And I remember in January talking to a friend, I'm like, she goes, we need to find you like something that makes you feel more fulfilled. And I was like, dude, I don't even know anymore. Like, I'm trying to pursue a career that's not going anywhere. The industry is a fucking mess. Like, I don't know what the next step is, you know? But I also knew I wanted to go into 2025 with like an open heart and just, I wanted to be curious. I wanted to let life surprise me. And I think it definitely did. I don't know if those are going to be the same goals I'll have for 2026. I think I want to be surprised in different ways, but I found a path for now. And I'm like really excited to see where that goes. It just feels very expansive. But up until June, July, for years.
Yeah.
Literally for probably 7 years, 8 years.
Yeah.
I had so much time with my thoughts and my feelings. It was almost too self-indulgent.
What I need to be doing is going and volunteering and doing more hobbies. Like, I have a lot of hobbies.
Yeah.
But my therapist says this. I don't know if it's because I'm a Capricorn or because I feel like I'm not good at anything other than school. But my hobbies are literally like reading, learning Korean, and playing chess.
Sometimes
like
you need to get out of your brain into your body.
That scares me.
So I feel like I didn't really talk about this, but I went through like a couple of years where I really was into the spiritual shit. I think I was so disconnected. And I was like, how do I come back into my body? Because I can be so cerebral, and then sometimes I like don't want to feel, and then I would feel, and then I'd be confused and all that stuff. So I'd be going on like spiritual retreats. I know it sounds so culty, but it's not.
No, I think that shit can be amazing.
But it's like I'm around other women who are actually so beautiful, both physically and like mentally and spiritually. But like just being in that space with those people, I felt so lucky because I realized I was too much in my masculine, and I was like, how do I tap into like my feminine? Because I've had to go and just kind of forge forward in life, and it's like it is a very masculine energy.
Yeah. And
I'm still learning, and I still struggle with balancing masculine and feminine energy. Like talking about being angry, like I was driving today, and I'm so tired. I have a lot of like balls up in the air that I'm juggling, and I'm grateful, and it's all good stuff. But there's a part of me that's so angry. I'm like, I don't have a fucking husband. I don't have fucking parents. I can't call my grandma and ask her because she doesn't fucking know. And I have to make all these decisions on my own. Like, I have to do all of this work. Like, I'm now starting my business. I'm now doing this. I'm now doing that. And like, if I don't do it, no one's gonna do it. I literally can't be like, hey babe, can you just do the dishes?
Yeah.
No, babe is I.
Yeah.
I is babe.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm gonna go fucking do the dishes. We're like, I'm leaving them till the morning. Not ideal, but like I'm fucking exhausted.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing this all and I'm angry. And then part of me is then resentful. And like then I become resentful with some of my couple friends. I'm like, well, that's nice that like your boyfriend and your husband can pick up the slack because they can walk the dogs. That's great.
Absolutely.
They can do the dishes. They can do the laundry when you're tired. They can bring you soup when you're sick.
Yeah.
I got a DoorDash soup.
Yeah.
Or my friends will like be sweet and they're like, how are you feeling? Like, I'll have that, but it's still not, it's like
not the same.
Or it's like
not.
I can't go home to mom and dad and like, can you take care of me? Like, no. And so I get really angry sometimes about that when I've really pushed myself too far and when my plate's a little too full.
To be honest, that sounds really, really valid to me. It's hard. It's hard.
Being an adult is hard.
Being an adult is hard.
Yeah.
I have no idea what it's like doing it as alone as you are. On top of that, like, it's true when you're single and you're like, you want your forever person, it can be really hard seeing other people in couples. And that's a painful thing.
I mean,
it goes along with the whole, like, we're supposed to be happy for everybody all the time. And you of course, like, your friends' wins, the people you care about, those are your wins too.
Yeah.
But it would be unnatural to never feel that pang of like, I want that and why don't I have that?
And it's because there's something wrong with me, and then I just have to like remind myself like my time will come.
Yeah.
And the right one will come, when he does and when the stars align. But it's like until then, it's like also my life isn't revolving around my relationship. My personality will never be around my relationship.
No, that's not you.
No, I think I might indulge a little bit when the time comes where I get to be in that honeymoon kind of lovey-dovey stage. But at the end of the day, I'm still marching to the beat of my own drum. I will still be living my life and building what I'm building.
As you should.
And hopefully they will come along and we can build together.
I love that you brought up the masculine and the feminine energy, because when you're in a time like you are where you're doing everything yourself, it's nearly impossible to do that in your feminine energy. It was really difficult for me when I did like fall in love again to like fall into a more feminine role.
And it's not even just like, because I feel like that's a slippery slope when you talk about masculinity and men and women and gender roles. But it is sometimes a small thoughtfulness.
It's the small stuff. It's the like being woken up in the morning with like, hey babe, I made you coffee.
Yeah, and to know that you're thought of and you're cared of, especially romantically, I think, And of course, like my friends do that. Like I just had my first kind of like pop up this weekend, and it was just so beautiful. So many people like reached out with messages and like well wishes in the morning, just like and it means so much. Like I'm grateful for that.
We can hold two truths at once.
Yeah,
you can be really grateful for that and for all the ways your friends show up, and you can still be like, feels like something's missing from my life and I want that.
I think people assume that like once you lose someone you grieve, it's 3 months, 6 months, a year, and then you're good. And it's like, No, that shit stays with you for a really long time.
Yeah.
Especially if it was someone really significant to you.
And even when you fall in love again.
Can't get new parents.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. But could get a new husband or boyfriend.
Yeah. When you fall in love again, I feel like maybe there's this expectation that you're going to be like, oh, I'm good now. And it still follows you.
It just comes out in different ways. I feel like when you go through a breakup, that is a version of grief, because it's like, I know
100%.
some friends who have broken off long relationships, and it's like they really grieved as if it were a loss. And it is a loss because that version of a relationship isn't there. But, you know, it's like they're still alive.
Yeah. I remember going through a breakup that I thought was going to take me out. And this was like a while ago. This was years and years ago. And I was like, it would be easier. It would just be easier if they were dead. And then I had that and I was like, sure isn't.
Okay, guys, have you watched Kung Fu Panda? Because I think 1, 2, and 3 are solid movies.
You know what people have said, like, to me and about me? And I feel like they think that it's like a mean, but I actually really like it because sloths are my favorite animals. People have told me that I look like Sid the Sloth from Ice Age. And I'm kind of like, you know what? Sid the Sloth ate down.
Okay.
Period.
Okay, ready? Master Oogway says, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why it's called the present.
Aww.
Master Oogway.
Master Oogway.
Kung Fu Panda. A wise turtle.
I do love that.
Tortoise.
Oh, of course.
Duh. Whoever wrote that one.
Yeah.
You really...
Oh, you mentioned this. Not wanting to be in my body.
Yes.
That, for me, is a huge thing. I get very uncomfortable physically in my body. It's like I feel like I'm withdrawing from drugs.
Whoa.
And when he died, I mean, we know I lost a significant amount of weight. I lost so much of my hair fell out. I was just constantly shaking and sweating and freezing. And I'm so scared of that I try to like avoid feeling in my body at all costs. I think that's part of the reason why I did drugs for so long too. So that's something that's still difficult for me that I'm really trying to like get better at. What am I going to do? Like run from the feeling of being in my own body my whole life? That's miserable.
No, but I think when the right time comes, you'll like, it's almost for me, I felt like, okay, like what can I do?
Yeah.
Like how can I help myself because I'm so over feeling this way?
Yeah.
You know?
I have started meditating.
What?
I know. In the shower.
Okay.
And it is really helping.
Okay.
For like a short period of time. Like I'll feel better for like maybe an hour.
A win is a win.
A win is a fucking win.
We still need to get you to like a sound bath or something.
I know.
I feel like I've been neglecting my physical health, and I think it's starting to affect me mentally. I basically was crashing out all day today, you guys.
We did, yeah.
What sucks is that I have to stay so focused, so I'm like, I have to keep it together, but I don't feel like I need to sleep, and I need to move my body, and I need to eat, and I'm like,
give yourself a period of time, a crash out, a designated crash out period.
I don't have time.
Sometimes you got to make 10 minutes, 20 minutes.
You mean all the voice notes I sent to you crashing out?
You know what? Fair.
That was my crash out time.
Okay.
Thank you. And I prefaced you. I was like, this is because
You did. You were like, so this is, I want to preface by saying this is a crash out.
And I do love you.
Yes. You were like, I love you very much. I'm crashing out.
Yes.
So here we go. And I was like, you know what? Sometimes a girlie's got to crash out. We've all been there.
My aura rings as I haven't been getting restful sleep. I've been in a sleep deficit for quite some time.
Yeah, we need to get you sleeping.
I mean, I'm sure you need to be sleeping too.
I know.
Do you ever sleep?
I'll sleep for like short bursts.
Has that always been you?
In sobriety, I do have sleeping meds, and I used to take a huge dose of them. It's really hard for me to be productive the next day because I get like a hangover almost. So I try not to take them. But yeah, I really don't. I don't get restful sleep if I don't take my meds, and I've not been taking them. I'll sleep for like an hour and a half, and then I'm up, and then another hour and a half. Like last night I fell asleep at 3:30, and then I woke up at 7, and then
you napped.
I napped. I will say though, part of the reason I woke up at 7 was because my brother had a meeting for work where he had to like have a conversation with someone at his company about his like performance, and I was sad.
She wanted the tea.
I wanted the tea. I was like, I've got no tea in my life. Yeah. I need some tea. And my boyfriend and I, we were fucking sad.
I'm crying. Did you have a little morning coffee too?
No, we hadn't had coffee. We had just woken up.
And you're like just sitting there.
So that was part of the reason I didn't get as much sleep.
So I'm assuming like things like magnesium no longer helps you.
No. I mean, I took 3 last night.
You didn't shit yourself?
Oh, I did.
Brave girl.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
So I get it with the sleep, but that shit will make you crash out.
But it's almost too like we get so addicted to the feeling of being high stress. How many people do I know that are addicted to like high stress? And I think some people feel that way about me. And to some extent it's true. But I think I'll go through months where like I'm always busy and doing something, but it'll be pretty chill. And then I have some months where it's like it is just coming at me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay. But I do prefer peace, contrary to everyone's belief.
You know what
who I am and how I am.
You definitely prefer peace. I'm the same way, especially when everything else in my life is peaceful. You know? In speaking about being angry, obviously we've talked about being angry at the person who's passed. Were there other people you were angry at? So like in your situation, like doctors or other family members, like anything like that?
I think I was pretty pissed at my dad's wife for a while because I wasn't invited to the funeral. But I just was like, okay. I'm like, lady, you're fucking how old?
Yeah.
And I was 21 at the time. I'm like, where's the compassion?
And you just lost your dad?
Yeah. And I'm like, if anything, like, I would imagine if that were to happen to me, it's not the kid's fault. It's never the kid's fault.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't ask to be born.
No.
Why not be mad at your fucking husband who kept all this shit from you? She probably was pissed that she didn't, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I think she just kind of turned the other way, personally, but.
Couldn't be me.
Oh yeah, you would sniff that shit out
so
fast.
God, I would go full FBI.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can't, but I can imagine you would be pretty fucking pissed at someone who didn't invite you to your own dad's funeral.
Well, I mean, eventually I did go, but still, like,
And
to even have that experience
yeah.
and to have that conversation was like, are you so for real right now?
Yeah.
And I think I was a little angry at my aunt because, like, she did make it about her when my mom was not, like, really with us anymore. And while I understand that she lost her sister, like, I lost my mom. Yeah. And it was very much so about her. But also, like, you know, she was going through her own things. And, like, it's neither here nor there because she's passed on now. And, like, I'm not angry anymore. But I think there was a period where it was, you know. And I never felt anger towards my grandparents because it's, like, it had nothing to do with, you know. And so, yeah, and then sometimes I'd be angry at my dad because so much of my life changed after my life changed in different ways after he had passed. So it's just what it is. But now I don't really feel that. I think sometimes I do feel resentment towards some people. I think when they're not grateful, they don't know what they don't know.
Yeah.
I get a little annoyed when people give me pushback. When they're like, well, you don't know. I'm like, that's true. But you also don't know what it's like to not even have an opportunity to call and have a conversation.
Absolutely.
Or even, like, try to.
I remember growing up, my mom she said a couple times, she was like, do you know how lucky you are to have a mom? And I was like, no, because I don't have any point of reference for what it would be like if I didn't, you know?
Yeah.
And it really is one of those things where we don't realize how lucky we are until someone's gone.
Yeah, always.
And I remember being so mad at myself at how much time I wasted getting annoyed at, like, dishes left in the sink or, like, dirty laundry left on the floor.
Just because we know better doesn't mean we do better.
Yeah, it's true.
And that's life. That's being human. What about you? Mad at everyone and everything?
Basically. I mean, okay, on one hand, I feel like as an addict myself, ultimately I know that the choices an addict makes are their choices and their choices alone. However, I think that the people who are selling those things play a role. I was pretty pissed.
I mean, that's a whole different conversation about drugs and all of that, you know?
I think I was more angry at the universe.
Because you're like, why me? Why this?
Yeah. I was like, fuck you. I had, like, finally gotten everything I ever wanted. Finally. You know, after, like, really struggling in so many ways for such a long time.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this life is possible. Like, I had developed secure relationships, which for someone with BPD, that's like I was in remission. Like, I was no longer meeting criteria. It's basically like one of the worst things you can do to someone with BPD is have them develop these, like, secure relationships and then take them away.
I think anyone would feel that way.
Yeah. I remember thinking, like, well, of course it couldn't have actually been that good. Of course I was going to get taken away. And that pissed me off, you know? And I had done all of this therapy work and all of this shit to...
Oh my God, that's the worst when you've done the work and others haven't, and they're getting all these things that you're like, you haven't even gone through shit. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah. And, like, the life expectancy for someone with BPD is low. I was like, I did all this work. I don't meet criteria anymore. Like, I'm so different than I was. And then, boom, and fully back in it.
So it's bipolar disorder?
Borderline personality disorder.
Border personality. borderline. There we go.
Yes.
Personality. And like, what does that mean? In case people don't know.
Okay, so it's basically like an attachment disorder. So it's marked by like a massive fear of abandonment, but it also, and it's not something you're born with. It's like developed in childhood. And it also has things like impulsive behavior, suicide attempts. Clinicians say that it's like one of the most painful mental health disorders you can have. I mean, it is like characterized as a massive amount of suffering by the person who has it. And my experience is that it's been a fucking nightmare. It's horrible. I'm not saying like, oh my God, I have it worse than everybody and like poor me, but it's a hard thing to live with, you know? Like I went through all that. I had my own suicide attempts. I experienced all of that, and it can't be cured, but you can go into remission and like no longer meet diagnostic criteria. Right. Which is really hard to do, but people do it. It's possible, you know, with like a lot of work and a lot of therapy. Yeah. I remember this. I used to get, it's the anger thing. And it felt like someone I used to describe it like this before I knew what it was. It felt like someone was flipping a light switch and I would just like see red. Whoa. And so when I was diagnosed and learned that that's part of it, I was like, oh my God, okay.
That's so beautiful though, because it's like some people just feel like they're crazy and they don't know why. Yeah. They think there's something wrong with them. They're not normal. And like to be able to be like, oh, that's this. There's a sense of, I'm sure. Yeah. Reassurance or calm. Not calm.
I don't always.
You tell me. I'm not.
No, So I don't always love the like diagnostic label system because I think it's a double-edged sword. Like I used that term before, but like on one hand, for me, it really helped me to understand like why I was the way I was, why I felt the things that I felt. On the other hand, I think that it can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. When you're told this is who you are and this is what you have, I think you're more likely to do those things. Right. You know? And so I think it can be helpful and it can also be hurtful. Because I think doing the work can be really daunting and really scary.
We say the work is work because it's work.
Because it's work. And I'm not just talking about BPD. That's for
anything.
Everything mental health, everything in life. The work is scary. Yeah. And I remember I was in the car with my mom's boyfriend who was taking me to a meeting back in Boston. And, you know, he lost his wife. Right. And so we were talking and I was like, I'm in so much pain. Like, I don't know what to do. And he was like, well, you could do the work. And I was like, I'm terrified. And he was like, you're not going to feel any worse than you do right now. And that, it sounds so simple. That was a revelation for me.
No, we love that.
I was like, you're so right. I'm not going to feel any worse than I do right now. But it's scary. It's the thought of diving into it's like the shadow work. It's fucking scary because it's painful.
You have to hit rock bottom and to be like, I think I'm actually done with my shit. Yeah. To actually want to get back up and be like, how can I fix this? What can I do? Where are the tools? What does this next step look like, you know?
I have to reach a point of being miserable enough.
You have to really fucking get close.
That I'm like, I can't do this anymore, you know? Yeah. And that used to look really different when I would say I can't do this anymore. Now it's like, okay, I need to like do something, do the work about it.
Forward momentum with time, it's helpful. You do get somewhere eventually. It may not be at the rate that you want it to be. It never is, you know, but you do get somewhere eventually. And that little bit counts, this little bit counts. And then all of a sudden you look back and you go, oh shit, like I've really come this far. Like that's crazy.
Oh yeah. I feel like, and I think listeners will agree, you are more healed and grounded than I am.
I don't think so.
In a lot of ways.
Okay.
And so what are your coping mechanisms when this anger pops up for you or the discomfort and things like that?
I think I just have a better way of hiding my crazy.
Okay, period. Yeah.
Yeah. I do a lot of ranting, which I don't even think is that healthy. It's better for you if you go and take a walk and shake it off than it is to rant endlessly. Do I do it always? No. But on a good day when it's on my mind, I will. I think sometimes getting into your body is a really good idea. And especially when you're not moving and you're not used to it, the last thing you want to do is fucking move your body. And I think this is a reminder for me because I feel like I'm not taking care of myself as well. Working out is not a vanity thing. It's literally for your mental health as well. You know, if I'm not being intentional with movement in my body, then a lot of it's just out of whack. And I think we forget that like our physical health is so imperative for our mental health. And Also for longevity too, you know, not just to look hot.
Yeah. I definitely need to be better about my physical health and my moving my body.
I think it does help. So talking about tools, I think physical health is important. I vent a lot, which is not always healthy, but I do have like people that I love and adore, and thank God for them, because where would I be without them? That just let me work it out. And I also know that anger is going to pass. I think once you go through something hard and you go through it again and you realize, oh, I survived it the first time, I can do it the second time. But at this point, I don't feel as much anger. Like today when I felt it, it was more frustration than it was anger.
Yeah.
But I'm like, what am I going to do to change it? Nothing. Can't do anything. All I can do is focus on how I can move going forward. What about you?
Those are great ones. I mean, I really lean into sober people because usually sober people around me, they get it and they can walk me through it in a way that's sober.
Yeah.
And so I really lean into that. When I have like acute anger about like a situation, especially recently, I take a beat before I react now.
Yeah.
Because I can be really reactive.
Same.
So I sit for a second and I just take a big deep breath and I ask myself, like, is this really worth getting so angry about? And 99% of the time it's not.
I've taken a whole fucking week before.
Sometimes you have to.
Yeah.
But the general anger, like I'm still really trying to cope with it, you know? Mm-hmm. I know anger and resentment aren't the same. I do think I'm experiencing both. Mm-hmm. And my sponsor said to me, and it's so true, she said, having a resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die.
Oh.
Yeah. The universe or like whomever has all these things that I want that I don't have right now. Mm-hmm. They don't know that I feel this way. They don't give a fuck.
No.
They're living their life.
Literally.
I'm the one suffering because of it. Because of my own...
Your own things.
My own things. And it's like, for fucking what? I'm putting myself through pain. I'm also on my period, which doesn't help.
Well, because you have the highest levels of testosterone when you're on your period.
Yeah, and I'm breaking out. So I look in the mirror and I'm like, you're disgusting. My cycle can really determine my mood.
Women's bodies are incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Both in amazing ways and like, why are we like this kind of way?
Like when I'm ovulating, I'm like, fuck, I'm so hot. And then when I'm on my period, I'm like, you are a monster.
We're so hard on ourselves for no reason, but that's fine.
What's interesting is what precedes the anger for me is feelings of suicidality. And I always tell people,
not me, like, oh my God.
No, I tell everybody in my life this. I'm very clear about this. I will not act on it because I don't want people to be like, what's she gonna do? Like, even when I feel, for me, even when I feel those feelings and I feel that temptation, I will not do
Does
it.
it only happen during your period?
It doesn't happen that often anymore. And I haven't like tracked it. But like usually if I do feel that way, it goes away with the start of my period, but this time it hasn't, which is how I know it's like something deeper. Like that's a battle going on right now. That being said, like I want to be so clear with everybody, I'm not going to act on it.
Yeah.
Also, I've tried it and was unsuccessful multiple times. So like clearly I can't, but yeah. Fun times. So we're working on it. The anger, she's here, she's present. We're accepting her. We're working on her. And hopefully she won't stay for too long. This is a sublease. This is not like a long-term rent.
No. Definitely. It's like a visitor.
It's like an Airbnb.
Yeah. It's giving like your friend staying for like a week too long.
Yes. Yeah.
But she will leave.
She will leave. This is not a long-term situation.
Yeah. I think knowing that it will pass.
Yeah.
Probably also is like something to hang on to, I would assume. Okay. So moving on to Little Joy
of the Week.
All right. You want to go first?
Okay. Last night, Josh and Cody, his husband, brother and his husband, stayed with me for 2 nights.
Sweet.
And even in the midst of feeling this, I was standing in my kitchen and I said out loud, I was like, I just feel so grateful because it was like Josh and Cody and my boyfriend and we're all hanging out and I'm baking cookies and the Christmas tree is on and like Josh he had football on for a little while, which is like a very comforting sound for me. And then we have like little Christmas like scene and like soft music playing. And it just was like a really like lovely night that brought me a lot of joy.
That's amazing.
So that was mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
And you said grateful and you struggle with gratitude.
I do.
So that's a huge win.
It was a really nice feeling to be standing there and not feel like I was faking it.
Yeah. And
to be genuinely grateful.
Like those are the moments that you have to hang on to. I think when you are going through a tough time.
Yeah. To know like, that feeling exists.
Yeah. And like it happened once and it happened recently. Like, okay.
So yeah, that was mine. What about you?
Oh, it's been a crazy week, you guys. I think my joy of the week was my friend like my really, really dear friend coming up from San Diego. She and her boyfriend are doing long distance, and she lives in Austin and he lives in San Diego. And I didn't even know that she was in town for so long. And she's like, wait, like I have a friend's birthday. Can I stay over? And I was like, well, I'm doing my market on Saturday. And she's like, oh my God, I'm going to come help. And literally she was helping me make necklaces until midnight because I was panicking. And then we had to get up at 7 and leave, you know, pretty early to make it to the market. And she just was such a champ. And like every time I'm around her, she's like human sunshine. I swear to God. Like she's just such an incredible person. And I love all the time that we get to spend together. And then a lot of my friends stopped by to show support, which was like so beyond. And I had 2 friends who live in New York and I had no idea they were in town, and they just like showed up and surprised me.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I was like, get the fuck out of here, you know? Yeah. And so I felt really loved and supported.
I love that. I feel like people who are like human sunshine like that are so rare. My fiance was like that. He's just like sunshine in human form.
Yeah.
And people, we got to hold on to people like that because that's so rare.
Yeah.
Especially right now. So God bless her.
Anyways, thanks for listening to another week of us yapping.
Yep.
You're the best.
More yapping to come. We love you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Toodles. Bye.